Get your old ass off the mats. Get your old ass out that goddamn gym trying to fucking compete with them young ass Marines. Go and do your workout that is made for your body. People don't give a fuck what you say. A lot of people do not understand this. They care about what you do. All of a sudden, you second guess yourself. Obstacles in my path. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say you don't think that you gonna make it. It seems like there's something standing in my way. Keep relying on tomorrow. It could change the entire trajectory of baseline life. You the baseline. The moment that they see you not display the things that you preach, it don't fucking matter. You feel me? What's going on, everybody? It's that ordinary podcaster with the extraordinary thoughts that tells you to stop being great and be extraordinary. I'm your host, Demetrius Thigpen, also known as Meech Speaks, and welcome back to another episode of the Meech Speaks Podcast. Now, before we get started with this podcast, don't forget to head on over to your favorite streaming platform, whether that's Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts, and leave this podcast an honest review, because this podcast deserves to grow just as much as we do. Lastly, don't forget to head on over to meechspeaks.com. The merch is live. Grab a shirt, leave a review, but most importantly, man, don't forget to support this podcast. I ain't never thought that I would say this, man. Like, honest to God, I never thought that I would say this. Man, I'm unk for real. All right, I am unk for real, man. And I got to get that shit off my chest. I'm old, bro. Like, it break my heart. It break my heart, man, to realize that I'm getting old. And you know what's so crazy about that entire situation is that as I'm saying that I'm getting old, you feel me? As I'm saying I'm getting old, I'm not even old. All right, I'm 35 years old. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 35 years old. But as I look back or reflect throughout my entire Marine Corps career, I'm getting old, bro. Like, I'm getting old. And I've realized it earlier this week when I had to do a PFT. Bro, can I just be honest? Can I just be honest with everybody? It took everything in me to be able to get a first class PFT this time. You feel me? I remember, man, this is how you know you getting old, man. Like, I remember back in the day, man, like a first class PFT was nothing for me. I'm talking about I could go to the bathroom, take my finger, put that down my throat, and throw up a first class PFT. I remember smoking a cigarette before the 3-mile run. Matter of fact, let me rephrase that. I've smoked 2 cigarettes on the way there. You feel me? And then as I'm waiting for everybody else to show up, I'm smoking another one. And then we would start the PFT. And as everybody else is coughing and shit like that, throwing up, you feel me? I'm going back to my car. I already gave them my time, and I'm about to go ahead and go about my day. You feel me? And it ain't like that no more. It ain't like that no more. I knew I was old when I had to start stretching before I start working out, because if I don't, I'll fuck around and pull something. I knew I was getting old when I realized that I'll never get back to 170 anything. I knew I was getting old, man. Matter of fact, 170 anything. I knew I'll never get back to the 180s, all right? I'll always be within the 190s, low 200s. I'm making peace with some of these things right now. I knew I was old when I started injuring myself more. You feel me? Like, it wasn't just a bump. It wasn't just a bruise. It was a, hey, you gonna need a brace for this. Hey, does anybody got some Tiger Balm? I knew I was getting old when I had to start using Tiger Balm. I knew. And I bring that up, man, because to be honest with you, that's a part of the journey. You feel me? When I joined the Marine Corps, I was 19 years old. I wasn't even 19. I was 18. When I joined the Marine Corps, I was 18 years old, fresh out of high school, young, dumb, and full of, like, I was young. I had played sports all my life. I was active. So naturally, going into the Marine Corps, man, like, first class PFTs would be nothing for me. Being a martial arts instructor, being a martial arts instructor trainer, constantly being active, that was the norm for me. And as I sit back, man, like, I can't help but just accept what's going on. You feel me? Like, I can't help but not accept it, because I'm on the last leg of my career. I'm on the last leg of my career. And for some people, you feel me? For some people, all right, this could be your last leg, whether that's you on the end about to hit 20 years or you on the last leg of your 4-year contract. But you at the last leg, man. And you saying to yourself, like, damn, man, like I remember who I was when I first came in. I remember what it was like for me before the injury. There it is right there. I remember what it was like for me before the injury. I remember what it was like for me when I was young. You ain't like that no more. And if you were having a hard time making peace with this, then this episode is for you. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with today's episode, because today's episode is all about accepting that you are almost done with the military. Let's get going. Honest to God, man, like I wanted to say accepting that you are almost done with the military, but to be honest, I really wanted to name this episode that your ass is getting old. That's really what this is, all right? This episode is really about your ass getting fucking old. And you about to EAS, you about to retire, you about to get out and start a new chapter in your life. And you having a hard time with accepting all of the things that you have done prior to. I wanted to say that, but I had to keep it PC. So let's just stick with what I had said earlier. All right, so the first thing that I need to clear up, man, is a couple of misconceptions that we have when we on the last leg, you feel me? Or as we get older in the military, man. I want to clear up a couple of misconceptions. The first one is that rank does not excuse presence. And I'll say that again. Rank does not excuse presence. Does your Marines need to see you? No, but they want to see you. And the reason why they want to see you is because your fucking presence actually matters. You feel me? Like if you got some young Marines around you and they never see you, then they will never know what it's like to get to that rank. They don't know what it's like to actually see somebody progress within the military. They ain't gonna never know. They always just gonna see what's directly in front of them. So your Marines, although they don't need to see you, they definitely want to see you. But here's the problem is that as we progress and we get a little bit higher ranks, you know, a little higher billets, we say that we too busy. You ain't too fucking busy. You just getting lazy. You done picked up staff sergeant, you done became a gunnery sergeant, and now all of a sudden you trying to say, oh, that's the corporal's job. That's the sergeant's job. No, leading Marines was your prerogative. Leading men was your prerogative. And now you trying to hide behind the fact that you got a little on your damn collar and you ain't trying to get back out there. All right? You know you getting old, but you ain't trying to get out there for PT. You know that you got a couple of other things on your plate, forgot the job a little bit, so you don't want to get out there and embarrass yourself. Let's call it what it is, though. Like let's call it what it is. But it's real easy to use rank to excuse presence. Your presence still matters regardless of the situation. So I would just go ahead and clear that up. Although you are on the last leg of your career, you need to understand that your presence still fucking matters. Another misconception that we got to clear up, man, especially as we come to a close to our military careers, you feel me? For me, I want to say one more enlistment left. You feel me? One more enlistment left before I have to go ahead and just pack all this up and put it away. But being tough, being hard is not always the job, bro. And you know that. Like you could be tough, you could be hard, but that ain't always the job, bro. Like calm down, David Goggins. Like that's not always the job, all right? Like we love to say like the pain is what makes it, you know what I mean? Like it's supposed to be hard. As you progress, man, like and as you start to get older, you feel me? Especially as you start to get older, your body gonna let you know that you can't keep doing this shit. Your body gonna let you know that you need to dial it down a little bit. That pain gonna start creeping up. And the thing is that you be ignoring the pain, you be ignoring it, thinking that it's gonna go away tomorrow. That ain't how this gonna go. You know damn well that you ain't got that no more. You know damn well that you need to start taking care of yourself. Also, does it have to be hard all the time? No, it doesn't. It just needs to be efficient. And that's one of the biggest things, man. Like, and I think maturing in the Marine Corps made me realize that efficiency was more important than intensity. Is it good? Is it doing the job that it needs to do at the level that it's needing to do it at? If the answer is yes, then the fuck are we doing? So now that we done cleared up the misconceptions, let's go ahead and talk about the things that we need to stop doing, especially as we start to get older in the Marine Corps, as we get older in our military careers, and as we are on our last legs and we're starting to exit. You feel me? Stop. Stop treating your body like it's going to bounce back tomorrow. And I'll say that again because I don't know who needs to hear it. Stop treating your body like it's going to bounce back tomorrow. I promise you, brother, it won't. Okay? I will never forget this. I'm at BRC. At this point, I'm probably 33. You feel me? I'm 33. And they told us to do a 75% sprint. They told us to do a 75% sprint. I take off at 75%. Do you know how many times I've ran at 75%? Do you know how many times I've done this? All right, I've lost track of how many times I've actually done this. As I'm running, you feel me? As I'm running, I'm getting ready to go ahead and just start lowering the gear, you feel me? Because I'm about to come to the stop and my left leg felt like the controller died. Like I could no longer run with my leg anymore. Like my leg just locked up on me. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm laying on the ground. Leg is literally, bro, like my leg is literally fucking throbbing like my knee. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, bro, like what the fuck is happening to me? And I remember going back to the barracks, man. And because I was at BRC, so I couldn't go home. So I had to go back to the barracks. And I was laying down thinking that this pain would go away like I thought it was going to go away tomorrow. I woke up, my knee was swollen. My knee was swollen. I couldn't even bend it. My knee stayed like that. It stayed like that for 2 fucking weeks. I had pulled something. When I tell you that you gotta stop treating your body like it's gonna bounce back tomorrow, you have to. You don't got it like that no more, bro. And I don't know who need to hear this, and I hate to say it to you like that, man, but you ain't got it like that no more. You don't got the luxury to be able to drink all night, party all night, and then show up and PT the next day. That ain't who you is no more. Take your goofy ass to medical. I don't know who need to hear that. Take your goofy ass to medical. I wish I could have just walked my happy ass over to medical so they could take a look at my damn knee. Because I probably popped something, tore something. I'm probably going to need a surgery. I don't know. But we love to act like it's going to heal tomorrow, knowing damn well it's not. Take your goofy ass to medical. Honestly, the next two that we got to stop doing, I really go right with what I just said because of the simple fact that stop trying to compete with the young Marines. And I don't know who need to hear that. All right. Stop trying to compete with these. Let me get this straight real quick. All right. Let me just say this because I got to say it. Get your old ass off the mats. Get your old ass out that goddamn gym trying to fucking compete with them young ass Marines. Go and do your workout that is made for your body. Go on over there and get your light rolls in, bro. I ain't trying to be that guy. All right. But ain't nothing worse than when an old motherfucker get on the mats knowing damn well that he already got some prior injuries talking about, hey, let's get a couple of rounds in, to show you that I still got it. You ain't got to show me nothing that you still got anything. All right? You ain't got it, and you know you ain't got it. You trying to prove that to yourself, and I think that's really where it come from. All right? You got your old ass out there trying to compete with these young 19, 18, 20-year-olds. All right? 20-somethings. And you in your mid-30s. You trying to compete with them to prove that you still got it. Prove that to yourself. Prove that to yourself. That's why you getting hurt. You about to go out there and you about to grapple with Lance Corporal Smith. Lance Corporal Smith about to put you in a blender. All right? I'm going to just let you know that right now. Lance Corporal Smith about to put you in a blender. Then you're going to have to try to stop the round mid-bout to talk about like you trying to teach him something. You ain't teaching him shit. You out there trying to dead sprint these Marines, knowing damn well that they juiced up. You feel me? With nothing but youth. Your body makes cracking noises when you stretch. I don't think you understand. Stop trying to compete with these young dogs, all right? Stop doing that, all right? Because you're going to end up hurting yourself. The next one, and I would just say this right now, you got to have the hard conversations. And when I say you got to start having the hard conversations, this isn't even about just being on the last leg of your career. This ain't even about just being old, man. This is just about just accepting where you are at in your career. You feel me? We love to say that we're good knowing damn well we're bad. We love to say, I'm okay, knowing damn well you are going through it right now. We love to say, I'm fine, knowing damn well you're fucking hurting. Knowing you're hurting. When I messed my leg up at BRC, it took me twice as long to walk from the barracks to the class because I couldn't bend my knee. I was limping. And I would be walking on the sidewalk limping, right? Having my hazards on, and people will walk up on next to me and say, hey, are you good? And I would just say, I'm fine. I'm okay. I am not good. I am not fine. I probably need to be on fucking crutches. Somebody probably needs to drive me here. But because I'm still trying to be tough, that's the piece right there. I'm just on an injury that I know for a fact. When they did the run, right? Like at the end of the dang on course, they do like, like that big battalion run. My knee was not right. And instead of backing out of it and saying like, nah, like I'm actually like, I'm hurt. You feel me? Having this conversation. And the reason why I say that it's a hard conversation is because we already know that if I tell you that I'm hurt, you're going to assume that I'm weak, and I'm not a weak ass person. I'm not weak. And I couldn't have that conversation. And I ended up doing a run. My shoe came unloose and I had to tie my shoe. This is not the first time my shoe has came untied during a battalion run, because I would tie it and then I would sprint back up to where I was at. Guess who couldn't sprint back up to where they were at anymore? Because they didn't have the juice in his leg no more. Me. First time I've ever fallen out of a run, I fell out of it at BRC because I was running on a fucking injury. I ended up in some fucking platoon that was like, I didn't even know those fucking people. And I was just running with them. They thinking I'm a fallout. I'm thinking that I'm about to my knee's about to lock up. We are both not knowing what's going to happen to me next. So when I tell you, your ass got to have those hard conversations. You really got to have those hard conversations, bro, because if you don't, and it's not even about having a hard conversation with other people. It's about having a hard conversation with yourself. We lie to ourselves. We love to lie to ourselves to prove that we good, knowing fucking well we're not. And when I say you got to have that hard conversation, you got to have it with yourself. You got to be able to make peace with where you are at right now. Because if you don't, how the hell are you supposed to improve on yourself if you ain't even honest with yourself? How the fuck are you supposed to take care of yourself if you're not being truthful about where you are at right now? Can't take care of something if you don't know what you're taking care of, brother. So I will say, have that hard ass conversation. All right, now, things that we need to start doing. All right, we already talked about what we need to stop doing. These are the things that we need to start doing. And I will tell you this right now, train for longevity and not for fucking ego. When I left the Mace, right, you got to think about it, 3.5 years, almost damn near 4 years of high intense training. You feel me? I'm talking about training at like an amateur level fighter. All right. It took me a minute to understand that my workouts now don't have to be like that out there. It took me a minute to realize that. I still wanted to be lethal. I still wanted to be intense. I still wanted this, but at the same time, my body was I wasn't moving the same way because I'm a recruiter man. I wasn't moving the same way. And I realized I need to start training for longevity. Can I continue to do this? It ain't always going to be about, man, how much I can do or how hard it is. That's ego shit. And to be honest with you, at your big age in the Marine Corps, in the military, you shouldn't be training for fucking ego. You should be training for after your career is over with, can you still fucking do this? Because if you don't, you are going to realize that when it's all said and done and you retire or EAS and your ass is having severe back problems, severe knee problems, and you can't do the things that you used to fucking do because the entire time you're training for fucking ego instead of longevity, or let me rephrase, as you came to a close to your career, you didn't make that switch. Now you can't fucking do it. Now you can't. So start training for longevity. All right, next, as we come to a close to this episode, we got 2 more, but one of the biggest things, man, is start mentoring on purpose. You feel me? Start leading, guiding on purpose. You feel me? We love to take the Marines on a hard ass fucking run or put them through an intense workout and think that that's some fucking leadership, man. But the reality is that that was shit that you used to do when you was a corporal. That was shit that you used to do when you was a sergeant. You feel me? Start bringing whiffums to what you're doing. You feel me? Start not just working out, man, but start bringing whiffums to your guidance. Start bringing, what's in it for me when you're teaching. You feel me? Like, if you can't explain that at this point in the career, man, like, what the fuck are we doing? Number 3, be honest with yourself. I think that's one of the biggest pieces right there, and I kind of touched on it earlier, so I'm not going to touch on it too much. But at the end of the day, man, being honest with yourself is going to save you a lot more heartache, a lot more hurt, a lot more turmoil. Just be honest with yourself. The difference between BRC and recently when I messed my knee up and I tore my meniscus, my MCL, and I fractured my femur, I was a lot more honest with myself. I knew I wasn't fucking right. I knew I was not fucking right. I felt it. And when I said I took myself to medical this time around, man, like, I took myself to medical in a heartbeat. It wasn't no ego attached to it, bro. Like, I knew that my knee was fucked up. And I say, man, like, being honest with yourself, you got to admit, man, you're tired. You're old. You're getting up there. You're at the last leg. You ain't who you used to be. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I said it in the beginning of this episode. Some of us came in when we was 17, 18, 19. It's okay. You feel me? You not who you used to be. But the big thing, man, is you got to be honest with yourself about that. You beat yourself up about a person that you have grown out of. You looking at your damn PFCs, and this is where I'm going to close this episode, but you be looking at your PFCs reminiscing on a person that no longer fucking exists. And that's why I would say this right now, man. Don't let your exit make you bitter. You feel me? And I'll say that one more time because I don't know who needs to hear it, but don't let your exit make you bitter. You are coming to close. You are coming to a close in your military career. Your job is to give back. Do not get bittered about a person that no longer exists. You see them out there moving in the front, man. You got to hang in the back a little bit. Sometimes you got to stay in the middle. You can't be in the front too long because you ain't got it like that. And that's okay. All right. I'm not saying that you just weak, but fuck, dude, you're getting old. When I say mentor with purpose, man, this is the part where you pass the torch. And I'll say that right now because I don't know who need to hear this. Would you rather pass the torch or would you rather have the torch taken from you? And I promise you, if you have the torch taken from you, it's because you can't carry it no more. So would you rather pass the torch to an adequate replacement to the next generation, or would you rather have them take it from you? That's something that you have to ask yourself. But overall, as we come to a close of this episode, man, like, this really came from a space of me, honestly. Like, I'm realizing that I'm getting older. And as we get older, man, like, our roles tend to switch. You feel me? I don't want to beat myself up because of who I used to be no more. I don't want to tear myself down because I can't do the things that I used to be. All right. I'm not telling you to be soft. I'm not telling you to be weak. I'm just telling you to take care of your body. You feel me? I'm telling you to train for long term now. I'm telling you to train for what you're going to do once you leave this. And that's really where this is all coming from. But let's go ahead and cue the outro. And just like that, another extraordinary thought left this ordinary mind. I hope you enjoyed this episode half as much as I enjoyed making it. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Check this episode out on your favorite streaming platform. And lastly, head on over to the website, grab some merch. But most importantly, don't forget to leave this podcast an honest review because this podcast deserves to grow just as much as we do. Stay hungry, stay motivated. I'm out.